Okay, so this is my hair before doing the beard technique. I will show you the before and the after. I haven't done this technique for about 3-4 years. I did it once in lockdown only. Now I go to a hairdresser. However, I haven't been able to see her for a while. So I want to just give myself a trim. I'm going to see her in about a month's time. So I'm not too worried if I get it wrong or if anything goes wrong. So let's just see here. I'm going to show you the method that I used and will use. So the beard technique essentially is split your hair. You can part it any way you normally part it in the front, but you must split it evenly down the back. This is where you would probably need somebody to do it for you unless you can do it yourself. And in theory, what you do is you create a beard. Make sure it is as central as possible. That is the theory behind it. You do a ponytail right under your chin, and then you try and keep everything straight and aligned, and then you cut. Now, the last time I did it, it looked great after I did it. I'll link to that video down below. I'll put a card here. The last time I did it, it looked great, but when I did go for a haircut, whenever I went afterwards, the hairdresser did say my hair was a bit uneven, so I didn't tell her I'd cut it myself. Okay, so my hair is wet. You need one of these combs to allow yourself to part as evenly as possible down the back. This is where you definitely may need somebody's help. I'm going to try by feel and then see how it looks. You won't be responsible.
No, but I'm saying because I parted it.
No, I'll part it. Okay, so after I got my son to help me, we got to the most even part. The problem is that I have a crown in the back of my head. This is the part you need to spend the most time on, I think, is parting your hair to the best of your ability, getting 2 even chunks like this. My hair is already drying because we spent so much time doing it. Make sure it is straight and brushed. I think if you have curly hair, this technique will not work, or you must straighten your hair before. My aim was to do it with wet hair. I think now I'm going to be ending up doing it with semi-wet hair or drying hair. Another question I have about this technique is, most of the girls pull their hair over their ears. Now, if you've got small ears, that's fine, but if your ears stick out, it is going to poof your hair out there. You may want to do it behind your ears. I don't know what the right way is. The last time I did it, and everyone on YouTube I've seen do it, does it over their ears. What you want to do is tie your hair underneath your chin. You are trying to get as even a split and as straight as possible and as centered as possible. Now, if you've got a wonky face, then I don't know what to do. Mine's a little bit wonky. One of the problems inherent in this technique is making it even, making an even pull, and then getting this ponytail to be as even as possible. So it's not easy. There we go. It looks pretty even, but it could always, your ponytail could always be a bit out. So you really need to try and make it as even as possible. And then you have to grab. Now, again, when you grab, again, you don't want to skew it either way. So I am going to turn to the mirror. Let's just bring you, maybe you can see me in the mirror here. My bed is unmade. Oh, well, now we see it. These are hairdressing scissors. The last time I did this, I used fabric scissors. I don't recommend. And let's see what we can do here. And now the idea is I just want to do a little snip. And again, you see when you pull, it never looks quite even, does it? And then you're just going to snip little ends. I'm doing a trim. I'm not doing a big cut. And again, I'm going to feather it a little bit. So there we go. I've done that. The bigger your cut, the more, let's put you back there. The more length you take off, I think the more of a horseshoe shape you're going to get. I'm going to just be as cautious as possible and try and cut to the ends that I see. So you see I'm nicking off millimeters, and then I keep lining up that pony, and I'm just nicking the ends, nicking the ends, nicking the ends. The aim is to just give it a little bit of a fresh cut because I will go to a hairdresser again. To me, this is very stressful, very, very stressful. However, It is a technique that can work if you can't get to a hairdresser. I did it dry last time. Now I'm doing it on slightly wet. Now, this is what's scary for me. But let's do where you cut in just little jagged bits. But because I do want to take about 1 centimeter off, I'm willing to try this. There we are. So you jagged it so that there's no straight line. And then you have a look again and you check. So in general, when you make this all straight, because you've pulled the pieces from the back forward, those will be longer. And then these forward pieces here from the sides and the front will be shorter. That gives you a horseshoe kind of a shape. Some girls on YouTube I've seen do it. It looks almost like a V shape. Let me just show you again. There. Now let's see here. Can you see me even? Now you want to keep on checking that you're getting this straight in the center of your body. It's really hard to do this and film and make sure you're getting everything in the camera. So now let's go again, just for a little bit more. Just keep checking everything. Again, whoops, dropped. Just keep checking again. How's that looking? There. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I think the secret is don't just grab all your hair and hack in one big hack. I think that is where you will get something very uneven. I think this is the secret, to just keep nicking and trimming slowly. Nicking and trimming slowly. It's going to give you a better result in the long run. So take your time, be calm, and don't brush it. I wish I could do it with the other hand. Maybe I don't want to put it straight, but anyways, just keep going. And this is how you do the beard technique. You can do it wet or dry. My ends are drying as I'm cutting anyway, so. But I think when you pull your hair, you want it to be wet because it's easier to part and it's easier to pull it down. And now we just check again. So there, it's starting to look pretty good. And when you just feather slightly, you do take length off without having this horrid blunt cut. So you just cut in slightly. And I'm not going to do too much. Other methods I've seen is where they do that and then they tie it with another pony band or hairband here, and then they just cut. But I mean, you can keep gripping with your hands, so I don't know if there's a need. As I say, the first time I did this was in lockdown, the only time, and it was a success, but the next hairdresser that got to my hair said it did look uneven. Okay, you can go at it for hours, but the beauty is you can take it out, let it dry, double check it, tie it back again, and keep going again until you're happy. I think I'm going to do one last check and then we'll dry it, see the final result. Okay, I'll show you the results with my hair wet and then I'll dry it. So let's just check. It feels pretty even. One of the problems, as I say, is I do have a crown, but that's how we are looking now. Just see, am I getting it in? Are you seeing it? And then I didn't cut a lot off, as you saw. Okay, my hair is dry. I'm going to show you. Overall, I'm happy with the results again. Let me just show you. This technique does work. Let's just feel there. The ends feel nice and healthy. So the beard technique, it does work. I wouldn't go drastic, but that's me. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. You can go as drastic as you want. Play around with it. I think every time you do it, you get more and more confident. You can do it wet or dry. I've seen girls do multiple ponytails. I don't think there's a need. I think make sure that your two sides are as even as possible when you part, and there you go.